Welcome to the world of riddles. Are you ready to challenge your mind? Let's dive into our teaser riddle to warm up those brain cells. Here it goes. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. Ponder upon this for a moment. What could possibly possess the ability to communicate without a mouth, listen without ears, and stir to life with the wind, yet lacks a physical form? Now, let's reveal the answer. The answer to our teaser riddle is an echo. Yes, an echo. It's a sound that speaks without a mouth, hears without ears, and can come alive with the wind. It's a fascinating phenomenon, isn't it? Did you guess it right? Don't worry if you didn't. We have a lot more riddles coming up. So sharpen your wits and stay tuned for the upcoming mind benders. Here's our first riddle for today. Are you ready to test your wit and challenge your mind? Let's dive straight into it. This riddle is one that will require you to think outside the box, to think beyond the obvious, to delve deep into the world of metaphors and symbolism. Are you curious? Well, let's not keep you waiting. Our riddle for today is this. What has keys but can't open locks? Yes, you heard it right. Something that has keys but cannot open locks. Isn't that a curious thing? At first glance, you might be drawn to the literal meaning of keys and locks. You might start thinking about all the things in your house or your office that have keys. Your mind might wander to a drawer, a diary, a treasure chest, or even a car. But remember, riddles are not always as straightforward as they seem. You see, in the world of riddles, keys do not always open locks. Sometimes keys might not be physical objects that you can hold in your hand. They might be metaphoric keys, symbolic keys, or even abstract keys. So think again, what could possibly have keys but not be able to open locks? Could it be something you use every day or something you rarely see? Could it be something large or something small? Could it be something tangible or something intangible? Could it be something audible or something silent? As you ponder over this riddle, let your imagination roam free. Do not limit yourself to the immediate objects around you. Think of all the things in the world that could possibly have keys. And then think about why they cannot open locks. Remember, riddles are meant to be fun, intriguing, and challenging. They are meant to stimulate your mind, to make you think, to make you question, to make you wonder. So don't rush, take your time, enjoy the process. Take a moment to think about it. We will reveal the answer in a bit. Ready for another one? Here it comes. We're moving on to our second riddle of the day. This one might cause you to scratch your head a bit, but don't worry, it's all part of the fun. So, are you ready? Here it is. What has a heart that doesn't beat? Now don't rush your answer. Think about it. It's not as straightforward as it may initially seem. It's not a trick question, but you'll need to step out of the box. Just a bit to get the answer. Imagine it, a heart, the very symbol of life, love, and everything in between. It's often associated with the rhythm of life, the constant thump-thump that signifies vitality. But here's the twist. This heart we're talking about doesn't beat, it doesn't thump or pulse, it's stationary, yet it's not dead. So, what could it be? Could it be something abstract or perhaps something concrete, tangible? Maybe it's something you've encountered before, or maybe it's something you've never given a second thought. The beauty of riddles is that they challenge us to look at things in a different way. They make us question what we know and force us to think outside the usual boundaries. This riddle is no different. So, let's go through it one more time. What has a heart that doesn't beat? Take your time, mull it over. Is it something physical, metaphorical, or maybe it's somewhere in between? Remember, there's no rush. The joy of riddles is in the journey, not the destination. It's in the process of figuring out the answer, not necessarily in the answer itself. So take your time, think it over, and when you're ready, we'll reveal the answer. For now, let's leave it at that. The riddle is out there, and it's up to you to find the answer. What has a heart that doesn't beat? Ponder over it. We'll reveal the answer shortly. Moving on to our next riddle. This one may require a bit more thinking, but don't worry, you've got this. I'll present the riddle, and then we'll pause for 10 seconds to give you some time to ponder the answer. Ready? Here goes. Our riddle for this round is, what can fill a room but takes up no space? It's a tricky one, isn't it? This item is a true chameleon. You may not always see it, but its presence is often felt. It can completely transform a space without physically occupying it. It's something we use every day, but we often take it for granted. This thing is not solid, it's not liquid, and it's not gas either. It doesn't have a taste, a smell, or a specific colour. It can't be touched or held. yet it can dramatically influence the mood and perception of a room. It can make a small room appear larger, and a large room feel cozy and intimate. It's a vital element in photography and film, and it's a key component in the world of art and design. Without it, we would be left in the dark. Literally. Okay, time's up. Have you figured out the answer to our riddle? What can fill a room but takes up no space? The answer to our riddle is light. Yes, light can fill a room without taking up any physical space. It can change the appearance of a room, influence our mood, and it's essential for visibility. Did you manage to solve the riddle? If you did, congratulations. If not, don't worry. These riddles are designed to be challenging. The most important thing is that you're exercising your brain and having fun. Think about it. We'll give you the answer in a bit. Stay tuned for the next riddle, and remember, keep those thinking caps on. Here's another one to keep your brain working. We've been through quite a journey so far, haven't we? Unraveling riddles, exploring the bounds of our collective wit and wisdom. Let's continue the adventure with our fourth riddle. Brace yourselves. This one is a bit tricky, but also amusing in its own way. Now, consider this. There's something in your home, something you use every day. It's not a gadget or a device, but it's just as essential. It's a simple item, and yet it carries a paradox within its very nature. Here's the riddle. What gets wetter as it dries? Interesting, isn't it? This riddle may seem like an oxymoron at first. How can something get wetter as it dries? It contradicts our understanding of what it means for something to dry. Usually, as things dry, they lose moisture. They don't gain it. But this is a riddle, and in the world of riddles, things aren't always as they seem. Take a moment to think about it. What in your home could possibly fit this description? What could get wetter as it dries? It's not a trick question, but it is a clever one. It requires you to think outside the box, to challenge your preconceived notions about what it means to get wet and to dry. Remember, the best riddles often have the simplest answers. They're not designed to trick you, but to make you think in a new way. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't get lost in the paradox of the question. Instead, focus on the simplicity of the riddle. What gets wetter as it dries? Take your time. Mull it over. Play with the paradox. Embrace the contradiction. And when you think you've got it, hold on to that thought. Keep it in your mind's eye as we move on to the next riddle. Give it some thought. We'll share the answer soon. Scene script. Are you ready for the next one? Here it goes. So, let's dive into our fifth riddle. This one's a classic with a twist that's sure to put your thinking caps to the test. Here it is. What comes down but never goes up? Now, don't let its simplicity fool you. The best riddles often look simple on the surface, but they hide a depth that only the keenest minds can uncover. So, let's break it down a bit, shall we? The riddle asks for something that descends, that comes down, but never ascends or goes up. Intriguing, isn't it? It's a conundrum that seems to defy the laws of physics. After all, what goes down must come up, right? Well, not always. There's a hint of nature in this riddle. Think about the natural world around you. What are the things you observe that only go in one direction, from top to bottom? It's certainly not a staircase, for stairs can be ascended as easily as they can be descended. It's not a ball either, for it bounces back up after hitting the ground. The answer to this riddle is all around us, especially on cloudy days. It's something that we can't touch, but we can feel it. It's something we can't hold, but we know it's there. It's something that's essential for life as we know it. Are you starting to feel the drops of inspiration yet? Perhaps you've already figured it out, or maybe you're still pondering. Either way, it's always good to take a moment, take a deep breath, and let your mind wander. So there you have it. The fifth riddle in our series. What comes down but never goes up? It's a riddle that's as old as time but still manages to stump us today. Mull over it, we'll reveal the answer shortly. Now, let's revisit some of the most challenging riddles we've covered today. First up, we had the riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? This one certainly had a lot of you stumped. But the answer? An echo. An echo can speak without a mouth when it bounces off a surface and hear without ears when it resonates. Next was the riddle. I have cities but no houses. I have forests but no trees. I have rivers but no water. What am I? A tricky one indeed, but the answer was right in front of you. It's a map. A map has representations of cities, forests and rivers, but none of the physical elements. The third riddle was, what is seen in the middle of March and April that can't be seen at the beginning or end of either month? This one had your head spinning, didn't it? But the answer was simpler than you might have thought. It's the letter R. The R is the only letter that appears in the middle of both March and April, but not at the beginning or end of either. Our fourth riddle asked, what comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? We saw some interesting guesses for this one, but the answer is the letter M. It appears once in minute, twice in moment, but is not found in 1,000 years. Finally, we had the riddle. I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I am never released, and yet I am used by almost every person. What am I? This one really made you think outside the box. The answer, a pencil lead. Remember, riddles are a great way to keep your mind sharp. Keep practicing and you'll get better at them. Thanks for joining us today. We've reached the end of our riddle session today. What a journey it's been, right? From mind-bending puzzles to those little aha moments of revelation, each riddle has offered us a unique challenge and an opportunity to stretch our thinking muscles. And it doesn't end here. The beauty of riddles is that they never get old. Each one is a new mystery, a fresh challenge waiting to be solved. So, keep practicing, keep challenging yourself. Each riddle you solve not only sharpens your mind, but also fires up that spark of curiosity within you. And remember, we're just getting started. There are many more riddles out there, waiting to be unraveled. So, stay tuned for more riddle adventures in our future videos. Remember, a riddle a day keeps the boredom away. Until next time, keep riddling. We've reached the end of our riddle session today. We hope you've had as much fun solving these riddles as we did presenting them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, leave your comments, and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support and we're thrilled to have you along on this mind-bending journey. Your engagement helps us create more content and keep the spirit of riddles alive. So thank you for watching and supporting our content. Until we meet again, keep your mind sharp, stay curious, and never stop riddling. Goodbye.